Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Alive on Your Terms. I'm sitting here with a very, very long friend from school, and we share a very intense grieving experience together.
That's true.
Okay, first of all, I want to introduce you. Hi, Jessie.
Hi.
Hi. Before I start sharing our story, I would love to know, because this is a podcast where we talk about astrology and human design.
Yeah.
So I assume that everyone is interested in that too. I would like to know, what is your favorite thing about your chart? It can be your I always say astro chart. I know people say natal chart, but I think that's unsexy. Astro chart or human design chart?
Ooh, that's a good one. I love that. Okay, can I do both?
You can do both, yeah.
Okay, so my astro chart, I'd say my Aries sun lately. I always used to
Do you know in which house your sun is?
first.
Ah,
It's always the same energy. Like for me, it's always the same energy as the
as the
zodiac
houses.
sign. So
Mhm.
Aries first, Scorpio's in eighth, and so on and so forth.
Oh.
So yeah.
What do you like about your Aries sun?
I used to not like it that much, and I used to be afraid of stepping into like leadership roles or stepping into like someone who initiates or is just, a little like, look at me and this is me. And yeah. And lately, or like, I think throughout the last couple of years, I got to know that side better, and I try to cherish it and love it. And yeah, now I'm living a different kind of sense of self, I guess. And I love my Aries. I wear it like a necklace with like a gemstone that's like typical Aries. I don't know what it is.
Nice.
Yeah. And this is like representing it a lot to me. So yeah.
Nice. And what about your human design chart do you like
My
the most?
human design chart. Yeah, okay. I love to be a projector. I love to be a 3-5. I love to be a splenic, so I don't know which one to choose.
Same.
Yeah, we're the same type, right? So
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
your favorite about this 3-5 Splenic Projector kind of mix?
I think it depends. There's seasons of life where I like different things more than others.
Yeah.
But I would say the profile. It can be a pain in the ass, but we have a built-in bullshit detector.
Yeah.
Like no one can fool us.
Yeah.
I feel like I really like that I can see through people, and that's the mix of the projector, the Scorpio 7th house, and the 3-5. And I think that, yeah. By the way, I have Mars in my first house.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm a Taurus rising, but I'm very Aries as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we have this out of the way, if you're interested, so Jessie is a 3-5 Splenic Projector. Her purpose, incarnation cross, is the cross of service, meaning that she's here to share her opinions and corrections in order to bring more vitality into the collective well-being, like into bigger groups of people. And she does that by sharing the little details and the insights and the mysteries that she thinks need to be corrected and adopted in order to have like better, for everyone, just to have more fun in life.
Or just to trigger you.
There'll always be a
I
side
guess.
of triggering.
You can pick.
It usually comes first. First you point it out, then they get triggered, and then they're like, hold on, maybe she's right. And then they come back and they're like, actually, can you also fix it?
That's so true. Oh my god. 3-5, right? Yeah.
Okay, so I want to share why I invited you on the podcast. So apart from the fact that so Jessie and I, we went to school together, but not the whole time, only the last 3 years. I always knew who she was because she was friends with other friends of mine, but we did basically our A levels together. So is it from 16 to 18?
Kind of, yeah.
18,
19, yeah.
Yeah, so like the last stages of like teenage years.
Right.
And together with us, our best friend, Colic. I mean, his name is not Colic, his name is Thomas, but I would always call him Colic, and I think you too.
Yeah, of course.
He's like
their name.
Yeah, he's like the one friend that is only addressed by his last name.
Yeah, exactly.
So we were really close with him. I would say we were like both of his best friends.
Totally.
And he passed away when was it 2017?
14th of May, yes, exactly.
Yeah. And actually, Jessie is the one. Oh, I'm getting emotional. Jessie is the one that told me about it because she was there when it happened, and for me, that was maybe 7-8 years ago. That kicked off my whole spiritual journey. I got to know human design because of it, because I held a speech at his funeral, and then a friend of him was like, "Okay, we need to meet, Leah. I feel like I have something to give you." And then he told me about human design. I was like, "Holy guacamole! Oh my god!"
Yeah. Can I insert a fun fact here?
Yeah.
I was in love with that boy. I think that was my first kind of being in love in primary school with Tim Vogt. Enough saying, maybe he's gonna hear. we were both playing the flute, and we had to do a duet once, and like I practically fell in love. Was so shy, could not practice with him. We did it in front of the whole school. It was a mess. Like I saw it in everyone's faces because I was not able to talk to him because I was in love back then.
Oh.
And when you tell the story about him like mentioning human design in like a just like mentioning it when you were here talking about him, Kolek, I always have to think of like how funny that is that I was in love with him, and like that like he was the one. Or he's like also a very spiritual person now, like writing music. He's very
exactly. He's very spiritual, but also like grounded spirituality. He's also a projector.
Oh, really?
Yes, he is emotional 2/4.
Oh my goodness.
Just before we started recording, we were talking about the realization that all of our friends from school, they were projectors, and I said to her, like, that's why I thought we're not that special, because everyone is a fucking projector.
That's so crazy. Okay, wow.
Yeah, so that's basically how we met and how we also bonded like over the years. And then recently I was in Berlin, and I don't know if you messaged or like we found out that you were also in Berlin.
You saw it in my story.
Yeah, and then we met up, and it was like one of those like faded things. And then you told me a story that really inspired me, and I was like, I want people to hear this story. And I'm gonna try to lead up to it with the questions that I prepared to build a little bit of an arc.
Awesome.
So, okay. It's a relationship story, guys. We can say that much already. Love story. So I want to first start with your relationship history, or not history. Like we don't have to go back that much, but I would like to know what was happening before, because you were or you are still married and you have a child.
Yeah.
So can you share a little bit about that relationship? Yeah. And then also the moment that you knew this relationship is over, like it's...
Yeah. Okay. So I married my husband when I was, now I have to calculate. 7 years ago, I married my husband, and I got to know him via a friend, Kadi, who studied in Karlsruhe, and she studied sports science. And back then, I was eager on finding a hot sports science person. And the famous parties at her, where she was living, she had like a house, like a huge house with a lot of people in there, and like they had like parties. And I went there, and that's how I got to know my husband. And fell in love at first sight, you could say, and was a little obsessed over him in retrospect. Like totally, yeah, in the beginning. And yeah, and at one point he just, I feel like, went with the flow.
He agreed.
So, first mistake. That's how we got together, and we had a beautiful relationship. Like, we had beautiful years full of like hosting parties a lot. Like, we're like just out and about, like working out a lot, traveling a lot. Like, it was just really, really nice. So I think we had like 5 or 6, I'd say, good years. And like when, maybe also it changed. Also, just maybe I changed. I don't know. But like when our best friend died, I guess everything changed a little bit for all of us. And also for me. And I guess that was the starting point of everything. Even though, like, when Kolek died, we were there, right? My husband, me, and Kolek. He was racing that day, or they were like running. And when he was finished with his run, and it was like a public run, he collapsed and eventually died. And we were.
Do you think he was dead right away?
Yeah, he was, for sure.
Oh.
For sure. Yeah. I wanted to take a picture. I don't know if I ever told you. I wanted to take a picture of him because we laughed. Obviously, he collapsed, and like that can happen after like an 18 kilometers run. It happened to a lot of people. Like, yeah. And we were like, first we were laughing, right? Because we were like, oh,
Yeah.
And like my husband was like, yeah, take a photo of him. And I was getting my camera or like my phone out. And then something stopped me. Yeah.
I'm getting chills.
I looked at him and I was like, no, I don't want to take a photo of this. No, that's not funny. Yeah.
You knew already.
Something in me, I guess. I didn't know it for sure, no. Like
no, but your body, I mean, the mind.
I guess my spleen or something,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and when that happened, like, it was also like for us as partners and also as friends of like, also Kolek got along very well with my husband, and we had like fun times before we oftentimes met just as us three, and we were working out together and did a lot of stuff together. So when that happened, first it strengthened our relationship because we were both on the same boat, I guess, and had like our spiritual awakenings, kind of, or like just a link to the spiritual world formed through that connection for me and for him. So it was like, in the beginning, it was a good thing, like something that like was really like, yeah, getting us closer as well. But yeah, I think that just changed a lot for me, I guess. I just changed, I guess. And yeah, I feel like, yeah, I think I went through difficult times from there, like at every level of my life. And before that, I was a force. I was very much like,
You're just, you were very, very much high functioning and determined and like,
yeah.
No, this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to do. Very Aries.
Yes. Ambitious and successful and like really like going up. Yeah, totally. And from then on, it was like this link to the spiritual. Like, I'm Pisces rising, and I feel like that activated my Pisces a lot. Like, and this is like the Lulu energy and like spiritual and like, yeah. So I guess that was kicking me out of everything a little bit, but I tried to stay in lane, I tried. And so it created a huge dilemma in my life, I guess. And
sorry, I want to quickly mention something. Do you know what Colic's purpose was? To initiate people into this intuitive life.
Huh.
And boy, did he! I can speak only for myself, but and what I observed, but he died and he catapulted everyone to the next level, but not to like the one up, like 100 up. He catapulted me into spirituality. It all showed up in different ways, but I feel like I've never experienced grief that young. Obviously, like grandparents died, but I didn't have such a strong bond with them. And it's also a bit more shocking when it's someone so young
and so sudden,
and it questions my complete worldview. Like, I was an atheist. I mean, I hope motivation, my trajectory is going from being atheist to being a theist, like believing in something.
Ah, okay.
And that's actually what he did for me, because it was like, where the fuck is he? I understand. I didn't see him. I didn't see his dead body. For me, it was just, he was gone. I was like, but where is
must
he?
have been so crazy. Like, I cannot I cannot put myself into your perspective because I saw everything. I went through everything.
Yeah.
That must have been such a trip, but like not in a good way. Like,
I would have liked to see him just to get the picture, like just to close it, like visually also in my mind, but I didn't get the option to do that. And maybe that's how he wanted it also, because if it didn't happen, then it wasn't meant to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to interrupt you, but I just wanted to mention that, like,
and we wanted to talk about love and relationships.
But I just wanted to highlight that the purpose of someone, it has such a huge effect, and it's not something that you do. It's something who you are. It's in your energy. It's how you look at people. It's how you present yourself. It's not, you don't have to actively do something for it. Like, I'm a cross of tension. You're a cross of service. Like, naturally, we bring up themes when we walk into a room, and we can just stand there.
Yeah, totally.
And he just maybe to give him, I know that his ego would want to talk about him.
Very satisfied right now. I can feel that.
He's like, go on, ladies.
Tell him more. Give me more.
I think you agree with that, but he was such a special person. He would walk into a room and he would light up the whole room.
The most special person.
His aura was magnetic. Like, I remember I was like, and it's funny because I went back from Amsterdam and then I was in Stuttgart for 2 years, and that's the 2 years that we really bonded again so intensely. I could be in a room full of people and I would want to talk to him.
I have to tell you a story now. So he was studying in Mannheim. I don't know when, but he was already done and moved out and like moved away from Mannheim. And I was visiting a friend that studied in Mannheim, not related to him at all. I got to know her in Toronto. And then I visited her. We went to a bar. And when I went to Mannheim, I was like, oh, I have to notify him. Like, Mannheim is just Colic for me, even though I have only visited him there like once or twice, but like still. But I didn't do it. And then I sat at the bar, but I showed my friend his picture. It's so funny. I showed her his picture because she was like, oh, she wants to date someone. And I was like, yeah, maybe my friend could be someone for you. And then she looked at him and she was like, I don't know. And I was like, yeah, wait until you meet him. Like, you have to meet him. Like, he was not bad looking or something, but like, I was like, wait until you meet him, then you know what I mean. Why you have to meet him. And then we sat in the bar and we're getting, hyped up for the night. And then the door opens and he stands there.
Oh, I'm getting chills. He's like, I can see him walk in there with his broad shoulders and like the most confident little fucker.
He had his coat on, like a brown sort of, and he just stood there. And remember, he was not living there anymore. I was not notifying him. He just stood there. I screamed. And usually I don't do that, but I had like, it was just my body reaction. I screamed so loud that everyone was, it was, I think 200 people in this, like, it was a huge bar, went silent. The music got turned off because I think someone thought there was like a heart attack or like, something. And I ran as fast as I could to like into his arms. He was like, as surprised as me, he was just catching me. And I was like, what the fuck? And that was the same year he died. Like, so in this year, like, so many things happened. But this is like my favorite memory of us, because it was just fucking and like meant to be, and like we had this very fun night, and my friend turned out to make out with him in the end. Like, they turned out to like make out. So it was basically I had the right feeling about
he would charm them away with his character.
Yeah
he had some to me, he had the perfect balance of masculinity and femininity, because he was super empathetic and caring.
Yes.
And you could talk to him about anything. He was one of the girls, and at the same time, he was one of the boys.
True. Wow.
And he is the first guy that would tell me to do something that would go against his desire.
Yeah.
But he would still empower me to do it.
Because he knew it was right for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know, like for me, it took me a very long time to actually open up to the idea that someone else could take his place. And I mean, because he was my 10 out of 10 in everything, like his morals, his ethics, his worldview, his ambition, his empathy, his sense of humor. He would like roast the shit out of me, but I would love it.
Yeah. And that's so special. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay, so
wow,
Colleague,
okay.
there you
Got
go.
lost in space. Okay.
Feast on it.
Yeah. I'm gonna get back on track if you want to.
Yeah,
like, it was about the relationship, basically.
Yeah, the relationship. I would love to know when, obviously, like when you get together with someone, it's because it feels right.
Yeah.
But then this tragic event happened, and you kind of evolved. It kicked a lot off for you. You shed layers of yourself, and then I assume it wasn't just one moment, but it was like many little moments where you were like, I don't know if this is still the aligned relationship for me.
Yeah. I feel like it was the weakest place I was ever in my whole life, and I felt he tried to carry me, but he couldn't.
I know the feeling.
He really tried his best, and he could carry me, through some days or phases, and he doesn't have to carry me. Like, I'm carrying myself, like, for sure. But like, still, when you have this low point in your life, you need other people, right? Like, you need support. And he was there physically. He was really like acts of service, but I needed a different kind of love language, I guess. And that was more of like emotional, like being able to hold my emotions.
Yeah.
And that was just for him not possible, because he has a troubled childhood and his emotions were never held. So, and that's what we try to figure out. Like, we got married and then we moved here. I'm living close to Basel in the Dreiländereck, so it's like a three country area. Like, France is 10 minutes from here and Switzerland is 10 minutes from here. And we went here together to start like our family life, kind of. We had jobs here, so it narrowed down everything. Like, all of our friends were all of a sudden gone, because before that we lived like in the student city with like a lot of community, I guess. And like here it was just more the small family kind of, unity. Yeah. And then I knew like years and years back, I knew I was troubled in the relationship. I wasn't, happy anymore. I tried to we talked about that a lot. Then eventually we had after we had our daughter, we had marriage counseling for 1.5 years. That was very good. He went to therapy. He started to go to therapy. That was also very good. And we were hopeful. Like after marriage counseling, we thought, okay, now we can begin anew. But it just it would our child is turning 4 next week, and and we don't have any support because I don't have any parents anymore. His parents didn't support us. No one's close. And I guess it was just so many things happened. It's very complex, but I think for me, and I think you also helped me realizing that. For me, the relationship ended a couple of years ago. Like from emotionally or like on a soul level, I don't know. Maybe the soul contract was, over. I don't know. But and I tried to deny that and push it away until last year, 2024, when I was introduced 7 years after our best friend died to human design as well. I'm also sure by him through you, and also other sources. And and then I got to know myself better and better and got out of my life crises, I guess. And then I let go of everything. Like my old job, I thought I was gonna do for a long time, and also of, being a married, being in a partnership with someone who, I struggle to be happy with. That's not fair for me. It's not fair for him. It's not fair for our daughter. So,
I want to highlight again a little bit the timeline, because I know that I often have the story of, oh, everyone moves on so quick and it takes so long for me. And that is not a productive story.
yeah.
So I just want to show people that how long it, or how it's the timeline of someone realizing, okay, we need to work on something. We need to work on the relationship. Then realizing, okay, the working on it doesn't really work. And then realizing, okay, actually the relationship is over and I can acknowledge that. And then from that point, how long did it take for you to actually make the arrangements and change the reality as well?
Yeah, for me it was really hard because it was against all my values. My value was always okay, if I marry, I'm gonna say yes, I'm gonna stick to it no matter what. Okay, violence is probably, a threshold here, but I feel like I was really okay, I'm not gonna let down the people around me, and not me and him, and all the expectations, all the promises. I'm not gonna do that, in general. So I guess deconstructing that value took a long time, I guess. But it was also through energy work this year that I was only able to access it, I guess. But I think it took me, I just remember in 2020 was the first time I talked to him about breaking up. And now we have 2025. So I guess it was a couple of years that I slowly but steadily, just noticed things. For example, it was just a lot of moments that I noticed. For example, I went away on a girls' trip, there's different trips, but I have a girlfriend group from my Toronto studies. We're all actually European, which is funny, but we meet up every year at least and have this awesome reunion where we're going just having a lot of fun together, as we did in Toronto. And when I had to go back from that, like 2 years ago, I think we had a small daughter still. I was crying at the airport, and I was just so confused. Why am I crying? I'm gonna go back home to my baby. Like, I love my child, my little child. I want to go back to her. Like, I really miss her. So why am I crying? And I'm not crying out of happiness. I mean, I'm really crying. I was like really not only sad, but I was really like desperate, and I was like, why? What is this? And I was like, is this mom? Am I struggling to be a mom? Am I struggling with this life? Am I struggling, and then you spiral. But like now I know it was really like going back to the energy, to being with him at a home. Like my home was just not it was just not safe.
Yeah.
Gradually, it was not safe anymore. And it didn't feel safe. And I just didn't want to be home anymore. And the thing is, I don't have any parents, so I don't have any like place. I think that was also playing into that. So like the many years that it took, I didn't have a place to fall back to, easily. And a lot of friends, like I talked to friends about that throughout the years, and they also said like you can come anytime, but still, like
It's not the same.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it was gradually, increasing.
I think what's important to know is that obviously Jessie is a projector. She also has a fully open G center, which means that her identity is fluid in the sense that it changes with the environment that she's in. And at the same time, her environment is one of the best markers for her to know whether she likes herself, because she takes on the vibe, the identity of her environment. And if you don't feel home in a place, you're not in the right place.
Yeah.
And I think it's still a process of acknowledging that. And then it sometimes takes time to make the shift, because, I know we always say, oh yeah, shift it and here and there, let it go. Yes, that's on paper, like best case scenario, but we have like contracts, entanglements. And I believe that even if you're going to leave something or something is no longer for you, you kind of decide how fast or how slow you need to detach from it.
Yeah.
For me, my Mars is in Taurus. I prefer to rip the Band-Aid off slowly, gradually, because otherwise maybe it would be too much of a shock to my system. Your Mars is in, let me check, in Gemini. So for you, it's an intellectual process. Probably you need to understand why it's happening, and probably also talk about it. And it's like it's a communicative process. And I just, the reason why I'm saying this is because, and I do this too sometimes, I compare myself to other people and I'm like, oh, I wish I was like them. No, because they don't have my genetics, they don't have my energy, they don't have my mindset. It's a different process for everyone. And what you earlier said with the, as a 3-5, especially, we can be broken up mentally for years. And still, because the projector aura is so sensitive to whoever we bonded with, like even if there's like sex or like emotions, like we're hooked into the energy of the other person. If we want to or not, it's just, and that's why it's so important to decide who am I letting into my field, because I know the moment I'm getting into a relationship, I'm like healthily obsessed with that person and I'm all in. So I'm like, okay, it needs to be worth it for me to after then go through. For me, it feels like a death. Every time a relationship ends, it's a death. You're completely reinventing yourself. You're changing your routines. Maybe you're even moving. It is a huge change, and I need to feel like, I want to risk it. That's
I agree. Or this is like, that's the, like, I have to do it now. Like for me, that was more like, I have to. Like, there's no way. Either I'm gonna stay this version of me and I'm not happy for the rest of my life, or I'm gonna leave this relationship.
Yeah. And I think when you feel so strong and resilient, for me at least, it takes a long time to be like, this is my breaking point, because I feel like I'm very strong and I can overcome a lot.
Mm.
So very often, like for me, it showed I was chronically fatigued. I was so drained. I felt so drained even being in the energy of my ex-partners.
Yeah.
That I was like, I can't, this is not the life that I want to live. And then the change happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you made the decision, okay, you're going to break up. You probably talked about it and it was clear. But I always feel like there's a moment where, okay, now we talked about it and it's over, but it doesn't mean that this is also the moment when you realized or when you felt it in your body. Because first it's in your mind and then it sinks into your body. And that's the story that you basically told me when we were in Berlin. And I would love for you to share a lead up to it. And I also don't know some of the new developments.
Yeah, and there's tea, so I can share the tea.
So the stage is yours.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, like when we met in Berlin, it was a very divine experience for me. Like the whole weekend, also us meeting, also other friends I was meeting and haven't seen for a long time. But also I met a man. I wasn't like it was like I love Berlin. I love Berlin. When I'm in Berlin, I'm in my, I still have to check astrocartography, but I am in my essence. I'm just like, or at least right now, that's the place to be for me. Like, I feel like myself, like to an extent I cannot describe, and it only just arriving in the city, like no matter where, like I don't have to be in a center or anywhere. So it's crazy.
It's the energy of the city. It's very free, very liberal. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like
anything is possible energy.
It feels like home, like instantly. Like I have never lived there. So yeah. But yeah, anyhow, I was very happy coming to Berlin. It was like a crucial time for me. I just found out my husband was already dating the week before. That crushed my heart a little. So, yeah, okay, a lot. But yeah. So I was like coming and I wasn't expecting anything except for being in my energy and just enjoying the city. And yeah, I didn't want anything else. And then it was also eclipse, like this year, like the lunar eclipse?
Yeah, it was like in Pisces or Virgo or.
That's the thing. And I'm a person, Pisces rising, Virgo moon.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was crazy.
And it was exactly on the axis of your first house. Is your moon in the 7th?
If that's Virgo energy, yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be in the 7th.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
Could be in a different house, but basically it was in your first house, your sense of self, because that's where Pisces is. So letting go of an identity again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So the eclipse, like also coming up already, I felt it a lot. Like also, I have to mention that this year, when I did the Rauhnächte, I don't know what it's called in English.
Yeah, I don't think there's a name for it.
Okay. So I did this ritual that you do between Christmas and New Year's, basically. Like
nice that you're saying it. Sorry, nice that you're saying, because I'm launching the Hopeful Spells again soon.
Oh.
Which is the Rauhnächte ritual. X human design, X astrology.
So join Leah's program, because this shit is powerful, people.
Yeah.
It is powerful. Yeah, don't
sleep on it. It really is.
Use it.
Yeah. The window is there, so you might as well just use the energy.
Use it. Like, and if you don't believe in it, still use it, because it's very powerful. Like, even if you don't believe. So anyhow, just trying to be of service here, right? Okay. So the one wish, like you have to burn 12 wishes.
12, and the last one, No, 12, the universe takes over for you, and the last one you have to do yourself.
And the last one for me last year was living according to the moon cycles. Yeah.
Chills.
Yeah. And that was it. That was the core. So I really devoted myself to that this year, like, to a lot of rituals, tarot, doing that when the seasons are changing. Now we're in Scorpio season. Full moon, new moon. Like I really also took, like, I tried to not do any appointments on Mondays. Like Monday's my moon day. So I'm trying to, I know 9 to 5 people can't do it, but like I'm still a 9 to 5 person, but yes, still. I tried to, incorporate like a lot of aspects of like the moon cycle energy into my day-to-day life. And that really put the frequency like up, and like it was really like a lot was changing, a lot of synchronicities happened. Like it was crazy. And like, so it happened throughout this year. And then when the eclipse came, it was already so potent. Like I knew when I was here, I knew in Berlin something's gonna, like I did the Berlin, I didn't know it was the eclipse and also like a full moon eclipse, something. It was like a super kind of event, right?
Supercharged time, yeah.
Crazy. And I didn't know when I scheduled the Berlin weekend. So, but I knew days before, I knew, okay, it will, like, there's something is about to happen in Berlin for me. I don't know what, but something is about to happen. I could grasp it already. It was already there. I just didn't know how it will look like or materialize, So, and then on this very eclipse Sunday night, I met this man, also very coincidental. And yeah,
no dating apps, guys. It's just when the universe wants you to meet someone, you will meet them. It's as simple as that.
I mean, you can also do that via dating apps, I guess.
You can, yeah.
But if you not dig it, don't do it. Like,
no,
just
don't do it. Just
enjoy yourself and try to be authentic.
Yeah.
I'm on that with you, like on the same page totally, and that like I cannot do it. Okay. So I met him and he brought like the frequency, and that was what you were mentioning. Like I was holding on to that new frequency that I gained via human design, astrology, energy work, family constellation work. I did a couple of things and I just got so many downloads, as you could say, or like so much energy was shifting. And tarot was a major factor for me also in my life. That I was like, basically, I was charged. My energy would change. Like I felt very different. But I was still living in this old reality, right? Job-wise, relationship-wise, etc., etc. And I was slowly but steadily deconstructing that reality and trying to match. And then I was in Berlin meeting that guy, and that guy basically like meeting him and connecting to him. And as Leah said, how for us projectors, it can be massive, right? Just one person, or like, it was getting that, like the frequency, it was materializing that frequency and was like just pulling it into my body. So I did not only like cognitively know it was true, but I could feel it. And I feel like with so many things, also us projectors, and I think like, yeah, but for everyone, like so many things, right? You hear like someone praises you for something and you like, you don't feel it, right? You feel like an imposter, or you feel like da-da-da. And you can't feel that what the outer reality is trying to tell you sometimes. You cannot feel it. And it's so different when you feel it, right? It's like, it's a whole, like, it's crazy.
That's everything that I want to do, is help people go from knowing it to feeling it, because embodiment is the new currency. Nobody cares anymore if you know something, you read it. If you don't have a lived experience, like, then you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And so he was, for me, he was just put there by my angels, my guides, my whatever. Like, really, it was just a gift. Meeting him and then also experiencing that, because it materialized something I was just having, in an abstract form. I was not able, I was not able to. Like, I tried to materialize it, but it took a long time, and I was desperate. I was like so longing for this change, and it was hard to hold that frequency only in your mind, right? And like, yeah. And so he freed me in a way. And it was like when we met,
he basically confirmed you're on a new timeline. You
exactly.
have like, he was the cherry on the cake that put the ribbon on the present and
the
said,
last drop and the fucking totally. Because then suddenly I could feel I'm this queen. I could feel I'm this person because someone else mirrored it to me. And I'm pretty sure, and I know this sounds very spiritual, so yeah, but it's just my, my opinion. Like, he is some sort of a soul mirror to me because we're so much alike. Like, it turned out we're so much alike. And he's just mirroring, he was just put there to mirror this, like my soul my soul frequency. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy to describe. I still struggle to describe it with words, but it was really like, he was acting like a king, treating or recognizing his queen and treating me that way. And that happened for the first time in my life, I guess.
Love that.
Yeah. So it was really changing.
I love that. Okay, so then this happened. How and this for me is the journey of self-awareness. Like, when you get to the point where you realize, holy fuck, I am amazing. I have so much to give. I am so special. I have a good heart. I have whatever, insert whatever that you didn't think you had. And then now you become aware of it. And then you interact with life differently. You don't give people access to you anymore that don't see you in exactly the same way.
Yeah. And I feel like slowly but steadily, your body is repelling that energy. Like, it's really like you cannot engage anymore. It's like a shield, like a boundary, a new kind of bubble, like Glinda, like around you, Glinda from Wicked. Like, it is just protecting you, like a new layer of protection, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure there's more to tell as well. If there's anything you still want to share about that story, that development, you're welcome. Yeah. I would also like to know, what are new terms and conditions that you have now with the embodied confidence and awareness that is keeping you on this frequency compared to how you were before?
Yeah, I mean, that's a contrast. I don't know how to, verbalize, but like for me, at least in this phase of my life, like, my husband moved out now. We arranging co-parenting, and it goes well, really well. We're also like, our breakup went really well. I guess that's due to the marriage counseling. And we're going to stay family. We're going to stay friends for sure. And it feels so much more aligned also already. Crazy. For everyone. Like, also my daughter. It's so nice.
I love that.
But yeah. Right now I'm just building my queendom here. Getting back to my senses. Getting back to my energy. Enjoying my energy to the freaking fullest. Like, it's so amazing. Do you know the feeling? Can you remember when we graduated from school? And it was like, you had the feeling like the world is like
yours.
Like, it's mine. It's the opportunities are endless. I'm so free, like this feeling of freedom. I can only compare it to that feeling because it's also different, but like, it's so crazily, it feels so nice to be in my energy. I cannot describe that to anyone. Like, I'm singing, I'm dancing, I'm like the happiest I've ever been. Like, and that's not because he was such a bad person at all. Like, it doesn't have to do with him and that his energy was so,
no, it's just,
or whatever. It was just dysfunctional. We had a dysfunctional relationship. He's an amazing person. I'm an amazing person. We both deserve to be in functional relationships. And maybe we're gonna visit ourselves in 20 years and find a way back together again. I don't know. It could also have, like, I'm open to anything. I surrender. I try, like, it's hard, but like I surrender and I let go, and I just let like anything flow into my life that wants to flow in. And that's, I think, the biggest change of all. That, like, I try not to engage my mind too much. I try to foster the relationship to my intuition even more. And I try to, like, just let my intuition lead, my body lead the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that works out so well. Like, it's crazy. Like, Berlin Part 2 was crazy. Like, yeah, I mean, I formed another very beautiful connection. Us together formed that, and it was just magical. And, like, really, like, for me, like, in my life, I waited for a long, long, long time to have these kinds of connections in my life, and I never had them. So it is just very, yeah, it's very flowy. It feels very flowy to me right now. So I can't pinpoint any values, but I feel like in general, it's like it has to do with authenticity, and it has to do with, yeah, self-love, of course. I'm just trying to love the shit out of myself, through everything here. And that just changes, I think, my appearance, and the invitations just come. Like, I don't do anything, probably not to your surprise, because you know my design so well. I'm not doing anything. I'm just getting myself out there. I'm just going to Berlin, basically, and it manifests the hell out of everything. Like, it's just a magical place for me. Like, I'm gonna form a relationship with the city. I don't know if I told you already.
Yeah. I mean, I think we both know that at some point you're gonna be based there in some way, shape, or form.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, thanks so much for sharing that story. I like, the reason why I want people to know about these real life, like, love stories or just like transformational phases is because we always see, the people on the top, or like having achieved what they have achieved, and we don't have a feeling for the timeline, for the work that they have put in. And what's really important for me is that people know that it doesn't happen overnight. It depends on your design. It depends on the astrology, what's in the cards for you in this lifetime. For some people, it happens overnight, and that's how they have to experience it.
Yeah.
And then there's people who it doesn't happen overnight for, and it's because you have a different journey.
And also, my experience is in this, like, it's gonna get stronger and harder and harder and harder before it finally turns. Like, I feel like that's crucial. And a lot of times in life, we tend to give up at, like, this, like, right before the fucking moment where it could change, like. And also for my relationship, like, definitely I was open to it being renewed. I was open to be in a new relationship with my husband in a healthier way. Like, I was totally open to it, but, like, my body screamed at me, and
Yeah.
that's, yeah, let your body and try to reconnect to your body. Let your body lead the way, and then hold on. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on to the frequency until it's there.
Yeah. And the holding on to the frequency for me happens with intention and a little bit of, like, devotion and discipline, because I for myself, I can go, I put in a lot of work to be mentally stable. Like, I'm not like that just by nature.
Yeah.
It really takes a lot of, like, I listen to a lot of Abraham Hicks, and I listen to positive, hopeful stories, because I'm hope motivation. So that's what corrects my frequency.
Yeah.
And that's why I do the podcast where people share their hopeful stories, because Yesterday I was there's a situation at work and I have a feeling that maybe this job is at some point gonna come to a close.
Yeah.
And instead of freaking out, I was like, okay, Leah, what can I do to like manifest a new direction, like a new opportunity? And then I remind myself, hey, it's about seeing and listening to people who have done it before. That gives me the hope, that gives me the trust that it's possible. And then I went on YouTube and I was just checking like vlogs of people who were, I don't know, like remote jobs or whatever it is. Like, and that is my way of like keeping the frequency. And that's where I feel human design and also your astrology comes in so handy, because it gives you the explanation. What can you do in order to achieve your goal? What can you now do? How can you personalize and tailor this process? Because as I said, my sister, she's also Aries sun. She's also a projector.
Your older sister.
Yeah,
right?
my older sister. Also need motivation like you. And she's also been on a journey of, getting to know herself and like seeing herself. That's the journey of the projectors, seeing yourself so that then others can see you. And for her, everything happened like super fast. Obviously, she's did her work before. Yeah, I don't want to say, oh, she made a decision and then it changed. She did her work. And her journey looked different than mine. And at the same time, it happens kind of fast now. Everything like stacks on top. And I made a podcast episode on this because my journey is different. I have a Capricorn North Node. I have a Capricorn MC, like Mars and Taurus. Her Mars is in Capricorn. It's like she's a bit more like go-getter, very positively delusional. She's like, yeah, I want the best and I'm going to get the best. What do you want? What are you trying to tell me? That I don't deserve it? Yeah, fuck off.
Love it.
And I'm not like that. So that's my journey is different. And I then went in her chart and her human design and astro chart. And I was like, it makes sense why it works for her like that. Because that's her path. And whenever you listen to this or you feel like I'm giving so much, I'm trying so hard, there's either you're not doing it in a way that is aligned for you, or it's just not the time right now. And what you're learning is patience and grace and surrender.
Right.
But if the timing is right, you will feel it. It will flow. It just accept what is as part of the preparation to where you want to be.
Yeah. But you can only like see that and feel all that if you're like trying to connect to yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like this is like for the most people, like at least around me or I'm seeing every day, like it's just like the disconnection and the conditioning is so vast and so, like they cannot feel themselves anymore.
Yeah.
Like all of us, like that's how the system works, right? So I feel like it's crucial, like to access this kind of, I guess success in a way, or like happiness or whatever you want to call it. You have to put in the work of self-reflection and also like here and there opening up doors in your brain you don't want to see, and shadow work, like I think you call it these days, right?
Yeah.
And confront shadows, confront vulnerable feelings, and then they can transform, but only then.
Yeah, it's about if you want to have a life that feels like it flows, you need to accept what is. And when you can't accept it, how can you realign to your authentic frequency, and then everything flows from there on. If you don't know who you are, and this is different for open G centers, it's not about who you are, but it's like, what is your frequency? And recalibrate to the one that feels good to you. You will continuously feel like get into situations that make you feel stuck and compromise you. So, and for example, I used to be a huge people pleaser. I mean, a lot of people are, I guess, or a lot of women, obviously. I mean, are sometimes on the other side. But like,
we all have our conditioning, our social upbringing, and getting into these topics, like getting to know how you work, right? And I mean, that's the job of the projectionist, right? But like, you don't have to dive into that like until the very last, until you reach the bottom and you're an expert like us. But like, just listen, trust, open yourself up, and then anything is possible, I guess. Like, my if like I could have never imagined, never that I'm like here and I separated from my husband. Like, that was a no, 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 never ever in my life. No option in my brain, not 1%. And it's just,
And you survived and you're thriving. So
it felt like dying for sure.
yeah.
But like, I'm still here. It was not for real. And that's the thing, right? When you stop pleasing people as a people pleaser, people won't be pleased. Like, it feels like dying totally. Like deconditioning people pleasing is crazy. But like this, for example, it's just an example, but this deconditioning anything, it'll just set you free. And that's, I cannot describe the feeling.
Yeah,
Like,
you stop trying to fit in where you just don't fit.
And you just don't care. You just don't care anymore. And I mean, that's a huge privilege. I know, like, job-wise, for example, it's a huge privilege, like totally. But you can do that in small things too. Like,
100%. Thank you so much, Jessie, for sharing your story. If there's anyone that wants to connect with Jessie, I know that you love doing tarot readings.
Yes, I do.
I can maybe put your Instagram account in the show notes, and then you can reach out to her.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Is there anything left you want to say? You want to give the people on the way? Auf dem Weg.
Yeah, thank you so much for opening up this space. I'm a huge fan. So I feel very honored. My ego loves this.
Thank you for coming. And as always, guys, if this was helpful to you, if you felt you had some aha moments, you felt empowered or seen, feel free to share this episode with a friend or anyone you feel like needs to hear it, and give the show a rating. That helps me to know that there's people listening and looking forward to hearing more stories. See you or hear you on the next one. Doei!